Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Dozer, and what I'm going to show you in this video are some of the things that you will learn when you purchase my Pitched Vocals Tutorials DVD. So let's listen to some of my vocals that were recorded for one of my recent tracks titled Club on Fire, and it was created specifically for this tutorial DVD. Now, what I want you to listen for is on these vocals here, there's a robotic type sound, vocoded type sound, yet I'm not using a vocoder. When you get to these vocals, you have a pitched up type sound that you might hear from people like will.i.am and some other major people in the industry. It's an effect they're using. When you get to these vocals, you're going to hear some harmonies. However, I sung no harmonies whatsoever, and I didn't copy and paste anything. And then once we get down to these vocals down here, which is in the bridge, you're going to hear the single vocal spread out along the stereo spectrum, and it's got this nice robotic feel. So let's go ahead and listen right now.
Oh girl, you know I like it. You've got me so excited. And when you're touching me, oh it feels so erotic. Can't get enough of these glasses with that hypnotic. Come on, let's get this party started. Hold your glasses to the sky and hey DJ, turn me higher. You know it's going down, the club is on fire. Ain't got no time for haters, too busy burning paper. Throw it up, watch it fall from the sky. Now you know why this club's on fire. I know that you like the things that I do. That's how I know that I'll be coming home with you. I know that you like the things that I do. That's how I know that I'll be coming home with you. Oh girl, you know I like it.
Now on these vocals right here, which is like a lead sing type element that's in the song, what I want you to listen for is, it's a mono vocal as you can see, but I've done some things to spread it along the stereo spectrum. It's a big lead vocal sound. It's also got some Nate Dogg type vibe going on, and I'm not using much of the effect. However, the more you use of it, the more it's going to create that effect. And you actually do not have to double your vocals at all to get this Nate Dogg type sound if that's what you're going after. Again, I did not dial in the effect that much because I wasn't going for that type of vibe, but you can hear how it's nicely spread and sounds like a big lead vocal. So here we go. I'm just going to play the lead portion here.
Don't care what you talk about. Don't dare let my name leave your mouth. If you don't believe me, better ask somebody. Security, throw 'em out the party. So crazy, oh baby, I know you like my style. Raise up my cup, make a toast to all my people in the crowd. Everybody feel your cup. DJ, won't you turn me up? Holla, holla if you like this sound. Holla, 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 DJ, turn me up loud right now. Oh girl, you know I know.
Now I've got some of that same effect dialed into the lead vocals on the raps. However, it's dialed in just a very small amount. You could use as much as you want. Right here, I just wanted it very subtle. Now what this does is it creates a bigger lead vocal, a sense of space around the vocal, and it creates a nice thick sound. So I used to double my lead vocals, and I'm pretty good at doubling my lead vocals. However, there are some artists that have a problem saying the exact same thing the exact same way. And this can really help those kind of artists out where you only need to do the performance once. You come in with this effect and it'll create a nice thick sound on the lead vocals. So let's go ahead and listen to that. Now you're going to hear it without the instrumental, and then I'll bring the instrumental in, because when you listen to stuff without an instrumental, it sounds like a little bit too much of the effect. So let's go ahead and do that.
Hopping out my whip and I'm gripping on my what's up? Now you know what's up. Yeah, you can look, but you don't say nothing. Shut up, shut up. Like Michael Jackson said, you know who's bad. Who's bad? We bad. I bet you gonna bite, but you can't top that. And now you wanna fight, you can leave with all that. Yeah, walk by with a smile on my face. While you in line, I'm going flying to place. Shorty want a shot, ha, no problem. Dollars I can drop, ha, I got 'em. Now she looking at me with those eyes, and I know that it means shorty wanna ride. So I slide my leg right between the thighs, and now she rubbing on my big surprise. Ha. Throw a lot of dollar bills in the sky. Keep it real, but these haters gon' try. Bring us down, but I be like, nah. You think you fly, but you know that's a lie. Don't care what you talking about.
I think it's important for you guys to know that the way I did this track is a mixtape type style. So the type of mixing I'm doing for this track is the same way you would do it for a mixtape, with the way a lot of people do it, and that is they purchase the instrumental and it's already been mixed by the instrumental producer, and they mix their vocals into the instrumental. Now, I'll go over this exclusively inside of my DVD, but also talking about it in a lot of my video tutorials that are for free on YouTube. But the thing is, you need to make sure that the instrumental you're using, you got to really pay attention to make sure that it's good quality, that all the sounds are where they need to be, and also that all the sounds are at the level that they need to be also, and that it's mixed good. If you notice it's mixed well, you will be able to do it in this fashion. Another thing is you can always go in with mid-side multi-band compression, mid-side multi-band everything, EQ, and you can tweak certain things. For instance, if you don't like how high the hi-hat is, or you don't like the sound on the hi-hat, you can go in and tweak to a certain extent. Now, if you cannot tweak it the way you want it, it is better to get a tracked out instrumental, okay? Because a tracked out instrumental is going to give you way better quality because you can mix all of the different tracks. I didn't need it for this situation because Steve Mahoney from White Hot Productions, they created the instrumental just right. It's mixed perfectly. For the radio version, I am going to go in and I will be tweaking the instrumental just a little bit for radio, but I really didn't have to do anything for it. So it's just something you guys need to think about, and I just thought I'd let you guys know that that's what's going on here. So this is what you're going to learn. You're going to watch me in real time. All these effects that I have on these events, I remove them and I start from scratch. You get to see me do all the editing. You get to see me in real time doing all that. So you get this vocoded type sound, robotic type sound that I'm going to teach you how to get. Over here, this pitched up type sound on the vocals where it seems to be changing the actual tonality of the vocals. You get to see me edit that from start to finish. You get to see me create fake harmonies on these vocals and how I did it. I also got a fake harmony going on here, but also like a robotic type sound. You get to see I undo all the effects, I unravel everything, I show you start to finish. You get to see me do all the editing, no steps are left out. Also, I teach you to do the Nate Dogg type vibe. You may have heard it if you listen to my track Get With This on my SoundCloud. But also I did a video tutorial on the Get With This. If you go look inside my video tutorials in my mixing section, my mixing playlist, I did a tutorial on the song Get With This, and there's this thickness on the vocal, and it's actually a send effect that I'm using, a combination of effects to add this thickness sound, and I'm saying in that video that it's a secret, and some people are wondering what the secret is, so I'm telling you guys and I'm showing you guys how to use that effect, and there's so much you can do with this effect, it's freaking unbelievable. So you're learning all those things, and you actually get to see all the versions that I go through as I made this track. You get to see it from start to finish, as I've already said. Now, we all know the lead vocals are a very important part of the song. As I said, I used to double all my lead vocals and blend in the double a certain amount of the volume to basically give me my thickness, which I don't have to do anymore, which saves me a lot of time and will also save a lot of other people a lot of time in the studio. But I'm also going to go over the compression scheme that I began to use, and I started using it a while back and experimenting with it. It's nothing new. It's parallel compression, New York compression. I use it on my vocals in this track. I'm actually going to go over Isotope Nectar and show you how to set it up in parallel mode. There are other videos on YouTube that show you how to do this, but I'm going to show you the technique that I use to dial in a nice lead vocal sound to make it sound nice and thick. So I go over this extensively. Once I'm done teaching you how to do all the editing, all the effects, create those nice, smooth, auto-tune type sounds, we're then going to go into the mixing portion, which is where I show you how I mix the whole track and the process I use when I'm doing my mixing. And it gives you a really good result. Then after the mixing is done, I'm going to go over a mastering chain that I use. You can use it also. It's basically just some compression, some saturation, and some limiting once I'm done. And I go over my mastering chain. You can actually see those over here. Now, this isn't the same all the time, and I use some of them, and some of them I don't. Sometimes I use the PSP Master Comp, or I might use the Glue by Cytomic. I might use the free plugin by Bootsy, Ferric TDS, or I might use the Oxford Inflator instead for some saturation, and I use the Isotope Ozone Maximizer or the Oxford Limiter. So as you can see, there's no EQ on there because I handled all that within the mix. However, if you need to use some EQ, you can use some EQ also. But I go over mastering chain, you get to see the settings I used. They basically bring everything up to a master volume, and if I'm going to master anything, it's going to be for radio. If I'm going to be mastering for other things like clubs and internet and stuff like that, I let someone else master those, even though I could do it myself. I just want a fresh ear on that. So you get to see my mastering chain. Even though this isn't a mixing-specific tutorial DVD, you do learn a lot of mixing things. You do learn a lot about mixing while you're watching the DVD. Now, you all know that I also have a DVD tutorial series that's sold separately, and it's basically 28 hours of nothing but mixing and mastering theory. The mastering section alone is 9 hours. You guys know about this. If you don't, go check it out. It's going to be on my page. I'm going to have a link at the end of this video that will link you to the page where you can go and you can go check everything out. So, for example, during the mixing portion, I'm going to go over the EQs I used, why I used them, the settings I used. I talk a little bit about the filters. I go over compression, the setting I used, why I used the attack and release I used, why I used the setting, how much compression I'm getting, why I chose this setting. I go over all that. I go over my resonant frequency removal EQ that I use towards the end when I start listening on other playback systems. If I need to remove any resonant frequencies from a vocal, I show you that. I go more in depth than I usually do on YouTube. You get to see all of the effects that I'm using, my delay throw, my compressed delay throw that's side chained. You get to look at my lead and my hook reverb settings, my slap delay settings, the type of reverb I'm using, which is usually this one. I talk about how the type of settings I'm using, I go over them. I talk about, other functions inside of here, such as the spread. So I go over reverb, and I go over EQ in the reverb, why you want to do that, slapback delays, various things. I go over everything. Basically, to see how I mixed it, why I made the decisions I made during the process of mixing, which was over the process of many versions. Now, you're obviously not seeing all of the effects because they're top secret, like the thickness here, the all-elusive thickness, and some of the elements because they got some top secret plug-in combinations that I use that you're going to learn in the DVD. Now, some people are probably like, oh man, why are you trying to hide this stuff from people? Why don't you just tell everybody this is YouTube? You could have just showed it to me right now instead of me ordering it. Well, I've said it before. I'll say it again. If everyone knows how to do it, everyone's going to do it, and everybody's going to start sounding the same. If only an exclusive amount of people who order know how it's done, then, well, it gets to be more exclusive to them. And I'm not taking nothing away from them when they order it. And you've also may have heard me say, it's not what I'm using, it's how I'm using it, the methods I'm using during my editing, the methods in which I'm using the plugins and the plugin combinations that all give us the effect that we're trying to get. Now, here's how this works. This video is inside of a playlist, and I'm going to have a link to that playlist at the end of this video. And in that playlist are all of my Club on Fire project type stuff that I'm going to have. And what I've done is I've created a lot of free stuff with information about the track because I do not want to clog the DVD with that type of information that can be given on YouTube. So what I've done is if you go at the end of the video, you visit that link. Now, if you're on a mobile phone, you might not be able to see the link, so you got to be on a computer, possibly, depending on the type of phone you have. So you're going to visit that, and you're going to go to the playlist. What you need to do before you order, highly recommended, or else you're going to be lost once you start watching the DVD. All right? You're going to want to go, and you're going to want to watch all those videos. All right? You're also going to want to go watch my free real-time auto-tune recording tutorial. Now, if you already know how to get auto-tune and other effects in real time, then you have no problem. You're good to go. You know how to do monitoring with effects. You're also going to want to watch my free tutorials on auto-tune recording secrets. There's 7 parts. Once you watch all 7 parts of that, of the auto-tune recording secrets, because it's very important. I go over many aspects such as finding the key of the instrumental, how I record with auto-tune in real time, which is very important. I go over all kinds of stuff in that tutorial. It's a 7-part series. There's actually a playlist for that too. I'll leave that in the description. What's also going to be inside of the Club on Fire playlist is I got to show, because some people don't use Persona Studio One, but all recording programs are pretty much the same. They all have tracks. You can create buses. You can create synth effects, but they all handle it a little differently. So what I've done is, if you don't use Persona Studio One, I've created a really short video showing how I create tracks, how I create buses and sends, so that when I'm doing my stuff inside Studio One, you're not totally lost and it doesn't look all brand new to you. You're not like, what the hell is this guy doing? Because you know that that's a track. You know what a bus looks like. You know how I'm creating my sends and effects. So you're also going to watch that. So basically, listen, guys, you're going to want to watch all of the videos in the Club on Fire series playlist. So this YouTube video you're watching right now is totally freestyle, you know, me boring you out of your freaking mind. But the DVD tutorials follow more of a script. So whereas on YouTube I'm just like blabbing off at the mouth, on the DVD tutorials, pretty much everything I say has something that you need to grasp onto. It has a lot of good knowledge. So here's my website. In order to get to the website, you have to type in http://dozermain.tripod.com. You cannot use the www.dozermain. If you type in www.dozermain, you're not going to make it to the web page. It's just the way it works. The Pitched Vox Tutorials DVD is $20 if you purchase it by itself. If you purchase the Recording, Mixing, and Mastering DVD by itself, it's $20. However, if you order them both as a set, I'll send you both DVDs for $30. So if you're thinking right now, wow, man, this guy is really trying to scam us. He's just trying to direct our attention to this $30 set so that we'll order that one instead. Here's how it works, man. It's business, all right? I'm going to be real with you. And also, the fact that if I have to make 2 separate trips to the post office, you know, it's about, I don't know, 5 miles away. That's gas money to make it there. I'm paying the shipping. The shipping for me is like $4.95, so about $5 for shipping. So really, you're only paying $15 because I'm paying the $5 shipping to send you the DVD. All right. When you order it as a set, it's just easier on me. It's also better for you, obviously, because you save $10. Because I only got to make 1 trip to the post office, and I'm able to ship it out. On my webpage right here, dozermain.tripod.com, you will see a shipping page. Read that page. It's very important. Talks about how am I shipping and my shipping methods. And also, whatever you're reading is directed towards both DVDs. All right. Anything I'm sending you in the mail. Also, if you order both of the DVDs, the same thing applies. The shipping methods and everything is all on there. Now, what I'm going to be showing you can be applied to any multi-track recording program. Pro Tools, Cubase, Sonar, obviously Studio One, Adobe Audition, anyone. Because they all use tracks. They all have the ability to create a bus. They all have some method of routing to create sends. So no matter what program you're using, you're going to be able to use these techniques. All right, so look at this. You can make money also. What does that mean? Well, if you take all of the techniques that I'm showing you and all the methods of editing and basically how to create all these effects and you use your own creativity in your own tracks and others people that you may be mixing, you will be able to make money also. And here's how. You will be able to get some of the smoothest auto-tuned pitch type vocal effects in the industry, okay? And I can say that because if you go through the industry and you listen to some of the songs out there, listen to some of the auto-tune type sounds. Totally garbled garbage. Some of them, there's a couple of songs that aren't even using the correct key of the instrumental for their pitching. I'm not going to say them, but the thing is, you'll be able to make money because you can actually provide a service. I've thought about doing this. I just don't do it because I don't have enough time, but maybe you do have enough time. A service where people send you their vocals and you correct the pitch, or you basically add your effects, your style, your signature style to the effects, to the vocals, and people will pay you to do this. However, that comes down to your ability to create a market for it. So this is what you're going to learn. Just a recap. How to get some of the smoothest auto-tune sounds in the industry. How to make your vocals or other people's vocals sound really smooth with the auto-tune. You can add more or less of the auto-tune sound if you want to. You're going to watch me step by step in all my editing procedures that I use. I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to unravel all the effects, and we're going to start from scratch and work our way all the way through. You get to see the whole process. I'm going to show you how to create a vocoded robotic sound without even using a vocoder. I'm going to teach you how to create fake convincing harmonies for hooks or whatever without actually recording harmonies or copy and pasting any vocals anywhere. I'm going to teach you how to get a big lead vocal sound for lead vocals, which also can create a Nate Dogg type vibe on a single vocal without actually having to record doubles. Because if any of you know how Nate Dogg works and how he did his vocals, it's multiple doubles and stuff like that. But some people don't like doubling their vocals, or some people are just not very good at it. So if you have an artist who's not very good at doubling, you could use this effect just to create that doubled sound. So this effect can also be used to create a big vocal sound, to create space around the vocals without even using reverb, or you can layer reverb for other effects. And it's going to make your lead vocals stand out. Now, you'll also get to watch my whole mix process, all the steps I take and versions I create during my mixing process. You get to watch my whole mastering process. You get to watch me master it and basically talk about the mastering. I'd go over mastering compression, how to use mastering compression, stuff like that. And you get to watch that process also. I also want to let you guys know that the editing and teaching portions of the tutorial DVD for the Pitched Vox tutorial DVD are mostly in mono, because we're dealing with mono vocals and stuff like that. It also allows me to save some space on the DVD because stereo files have more file size. But the mixing and final portions are in stereo, and there's a lot of the mixing portion on the DVD, so you will get some stereo information from that, because I cannot show you the techniques without showing you them in stereo. The final thing I'm going to touch on is, once you get the DVD, pop it in your computer, whether Mac or PC, and you're going to need to copy the files from the disk to your computer. So you create a folder on your desktop or wherever you got your file system, however it works on Mac or whatever. Copy the files from the disk to your computer. Why? If you are reading from the DVD drive, if you have a good DVD player, fine, you'll be able to watch them. However, when you try and skip from one section of the DVD to another section of the DVD to go to another video, because maybe there's a section you want to watch, you're going to have load times. It's going to take a while to load if it's reading it from the disk. So if you just copy all the files from the disk, all you do is you navigate to wherever that disk is located on your computer, and you simply copy all the files to your disk. You won't have any read issues. You can jump between videos. You don't have to have any load time. You just get to fly around. Now, there's going to be a page called the tutorial test page on my dozermain.tripod.com. When you are ordering, you are verifying that you have went to my tutorial test page and you have downloaded a test tutorial. I'm not sure which format I'm going to be able to put them in just yet, but they're going to be able to work on Mac and PC. But you still need to go and download one and make sure that the test tutorial works on your computer. So once you've done that, then you can go ahead and place your order. I cannot stress enough how important that this is. You need to ensure that you are watching, or that you have watched. If you do not know how to get effects in real time, how to record your vocals in real time, you need to go watch my free real-time auto-tune tutorial. Go watch it. It's on my YouTube channel, and there's a download link in the description of that video where you can actually download the free tutorial. I'll show you how to get real-time in, I believe, Adobe Audition, Sonar, and Cubase. It basically shows you how to do auto-tune in real time with those programs. And usually most other multi-track recording programs follow the same concept of monitoring your vocals live. Also, you're going to want to go watch my Auto-Tune Recording Secrets series. There's also a playlist. If you go to my playlist section on YouTube, you can go watch that. Very important. I teach people how to get the key of the instrumental. I show you why it's important. I talk about how, and you actually get to watch me record live in real time with Auto-Tune, showing you guys how it's done. You guys also, since you guys, if you aren't using Studio One, and if you're going to order the DVD, you need to understand that, well, one of the DVDs, the Pitched Vox Tutorials DVD is done in Studio One. The mixing and mastering stuff is done in Sonar. It talks about that on the website. However, I am creating a free video, basically, so that you will not be lost when you do watch the DVD, on how Studio One handles tracks, buses, and sends. So make sure you watch that. Also, you guys need to go and watch the Club on Fire rough draft session video. It's also in that Club on Fire playlist. Make sure you watch that. It takes you through my basically rough draft session, so to get you up to speed, so when you do get the DVD, you know where I'm at in my process, because I just didn't want to put that on the DVD because it would have took too much space. That's like an hour and 30-minute video, so if you got to take a break or something and come back, because everybody knows my videos are long. I've been a YouTube partner since forever, so I can have a video as long as I want. So I'm capitalizing on that. But if you go ahead and just go watch that too. Pretty much, as I've said, watch all the videos in the playlist if you're going to order the DVD. As a matter of fact, if you go watch all my video tutorials, I got so much free info out there and some other crazy shit that I do. So that's going to be it, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe, like, whatever. If you're a troll and you don't like me, you can go ahead, go down to the little comments section and leave your little troll comments. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Trust me. We just laugh at it. And I will comment and I will reply to anyone that messages me via email. My email, watch this, is dozerbeats@gmail.com or dozerbeats@yahoo.com. All right, so if you need to get a hold of me, email me there, man. I will get back in contact with you. Trust me. All right, everybody, peace.